This video is brought to you by Instant Gaming. Plain and simple, you're looking for PC games, you're looking for Xbox, you're looking for PlayStation. You come here, find what you're looking for, find it at a cheaper than retail price, purchase it, get your game key, redeem it on Steam, and you're ready to play. They've got a vast catalog of all the hottest titles, even discounts on some that haven't even been released yet. Instant Gaming, your game, your price, your instant. Just do it. Also, they partnered with me to host a giveaway where you can win the opportunity to pick out a game of your choosing. Make sure to check out that link and my affiliate link in the description below. Now back to the video. What's going on, folks? I hope you're having a wonderful night or day. Today I wanted to talk about and showcase a remake of a game that I really enjoyed back in the day called Blackthorn Arena. Blackthorn Arena REFORGED. Now this game is it's on Steam right now. It's part of the Next Fest demos, and there is one available if you wanted to try it. This is an amazing game. Like, I've been playing this for about a couple of days now because I was able to actually get earlier access to it because I had previously played and covered the last one so much. And it's kind of hard to explain as far as the combat goes, but I kind of just want to showcase it to show you how it works. Now you can pause it, of course. It's kind of like Dragon Age Origins in a sense. There is like animation canceling. There is a lot of control over your character. As you can see at the bottom, there's hotbars for a bunch of different skills that your gladiators will get access to. There's different classes, and the DLC that this game implements actually gives you even more classes to choose from. Sorry, the DLC. Okay, so what this game is actually is it's a remake of the last game, but the DLC that were implemented into the last game are all included in this game from the get-go and completely free. Just to kind of showcase you the combat a little bit here, going to go a little slow. Each character has their own abilities. Like, I've been playing this game for a couple of days now, so I've gotten very far. The only reason I'm making this video now and haven't had the chance to play more is because my game has unfortunately bugged out a little bit. I'll show you after this fight, but usually you can control your characters, but I think they've taunted my characters, so I lost control of them. Yeah, I did lose control. Okay. Like, if I do a shield charge right here. Now, one thing that's fun, if you'll notice, my man over here, he did a healing spell. Now, there is a way to train your characters up to be wizards and mages and stuff like that, but it's actually quite difficult to do. You have to get pretty lucky in terms of the training. And ooh, let me heal myself up. Damn it, they got me. Got me with the kick. Get that evasion going. Just hold him, Landry. She got you taunted. You're going down, probably. Was that a tank, or what is going on here? Hold on. Let's get a taunt. Let's get a taunt. Ah. There you go. There you go. Get another shield charge in there. Oh, no. I actually don't have this much trouble. Yay, we got him. All right. We'll let him live. We'll let him live. Yeah, after the fights go down, you can choose if you want your gladiators to kill or let the enemy team live. And as you can see, that bar right there kind of dictates how the audience feels, if they feel like they should live or die. Looks like one of them died anyway, regardless of us letting them live. The cool thing about this too is the gladiators that you let live can pop up later on in the game. Each arena has its own set of gladiators. They can train up new gladiators just like you can. They can capture or obtain new gladiators. Your team can capture new gladiators as well. After the fights are over, you normally get money, and sometimes you'll get rewards. You can see, well, most of the time you'll get like extra rewards too. And when you look at the map in a second, you'll see what I'm talking about, but you can actually choose the different missions that you want to go on, and it'll normally show you the rewards you can get. And yeah, this is how my game is currently bugged at the moment. Anytime I try to end my turn or I complete a battle on the current save that I'm on, unfortunately, it will just stick to a black screen. I can't go any further from there. Really sucks right now, but I think the developers are working on it. I've kind of isolated the issue to a couple of probable causes. It's also possible because I was given earlier access before when the demo actually released today or yesterday, I think it did. Maybe I'm not supposed to be as far as I am right now. Maybe that's the reason. But like you can see here, this is the squad that I went in with originally. However, I do have a ton more of gladiators to show off here. Now, on the map, you can see that I was telling you about the different missions that you can do. So like this arena, for example, was recently hosting or is recently hosting a monster fight with the cobra snake, and killing that will give you the viper skin and viper meat that you can use for crafting. There is a full-fledged crafting system in this game. You can craft weapons, armor. You can actually research new recipes too to craft better stuff, or you can just find it from getting these different missions. Like these missions rotate on a day-by-day basis, so like after you end your turn, it passes a day and then new missions will pop up normally. Some of them will last like 4 days long and that you can sign up for them. Some will be a little bit shorter, so you have to kind of pick and choose what you want to do. You can also, just by default, you can challenge some of these other arenas that are not hosting missions. Like this is the Ronin camp, for example. And then what that does is it allows you to kind of gain some extra money. If you don't see anything nice on the map that you really want, you can just challenge one of the ones that are open at the time. There's also, now this is something I did not experience in the previous game because I had stopped playing. I think I had stopped playing about 2 months in, but later on they added DLC that introduced caravans and the ability to go capture slaves from small settlements, which this was right here. This is like the moneymaker right here. Like it's extremely useful early on because you can capture way better slaves. Like these guys, the people that are normally in these settlements are normally higher skilled, higher leveled than your characters that you come in with at the beginning of the game. So this is where I got a lot of my people from. They've also added like treasure coves, which I think there's one right here too. Yeah, one right here. And then there's different main story missions and DLC missions that they've added. The Mage Tower, as a matter of fact, that I've unlocked here recently, which I think is playing a part in why my character's currently, or why my game's currently bugged. Completing this storyline has allowed me to unlock the ritual chamber to start training people to become wizards. Although, like I said, it's a chance for it to go through. If you fail it, then it will tell you that they are no longer eligible for magic at all. The one character that I do have, I can also send him back here to learn different schools of magic. So fire, ice, lightning, and air, and there's whole entire skill trees for that as well. There's also a shop where I can buy some like rare robes, and I think this kind of rotates on a cycle as well. And then if I go back, you can see that I have like the training grounds here. This is where you can put gladiators that aren't really doing anything and they can level themselves up. Especially if you don't use them that often, you can just put them here and keep them there while you use your main gladiators for most of your missions. Although I don't recommend doing that. I recommend having at least a team of like 8, so like you have 4 main ones and at least 4 backups. That's the best thing to shoot for when you're playing with it in this game, especially because I'm getting closer to it. Once my game gets unbugged, I'll be able to maybe get to it, but towards the end, apparently there is an arena. Well, I won't spoil it, but let's just say you may not be able to play with your starting 4 characters until the very end is all I'm going to say. So anyway, we've also got the treatment room here, so when you're done with the missions, this is where you can put your people to go heal, and this is why I also recommend having a backup squad of 4, because when you have them in the treatment room, you want to keep them there as long as, until they're full health or close to full health. You don't want them to get out early, because then when their health goes down and you do these fights, what can happen is if it gets really low, then first of all, the tournaments, for example, those normally go in rounds. So you need to make sure that your character has enough health to last all 4 rounds, because what will happen is if they run out of health in the middle of the tournament, then you have to bench them. And then there are slots for bench gladiators that you can sub in. But if you don't have anybody else to sub in, then you're screwed, because then you have to go in with less gladiators. And if you have less than 4, it's very difficult to win fights unless you have really good gladiators. So just keep that in mind, is always make sure that you have backup gladiators and always let them go throughout the treatment room cycle. And then the torture room, this is for gladiators that are being disobedient. Throughout the game, you're going to get these pop-ups like when you're ending your turn and throughout the days, where the gladiators will just randomly like form relationships, like they'll become more friendly, they might even become lovers. And when they have that happen, the friendly or the lovers thing, it can actually give benefits to them as they're fighting on the battlefield. So these kinds of things, if you have gladiators that you're normally pairing up with each other in battles anyway, then when the relationships do pop up, instead of, because you get options for what you want to do, you can sow discord, you can stop the relationship forming by force, or you can tolerate it. And then if I have that situation where these gladiators normally fight together anyway, then I tolerate it so that they can actually form that relationship. But sometimes gladiators will want you to kind of side with one or the other, and when that happens, the other one will get pissed off, they'll start to lose obedience, and that can lead to them trying to escape or just, you know, hating you or whatever. So what you can do is you can put them in this torture room, and that will allow you to increase their obedience again by torture. You've also got the main hall. This is where you can employ a cook. This is also where I'm researching more diet food, which will restore their health by 2% and their morale by 2% no matter what. You can also hold feasts, which unfortunately, because my game is bugged, I think it's going to do the same thing I showed you before after this is done, and it's going to go to a black screen, which does suck. But so once they get that fixed, I'll be able to keep playing. After that, we've also got the alchemy room. This is where you can craft potions. Also, I forgot to show off the crafting menu for the cooking. So when you cook food here, this is the food that you can take into the... You can assign this food to gladiators before battle, which is really good to do this as soon as possible, researching alongside the cooking, because these different foods will give your gladiators bonuses throughout the fight, as I understand it, and they appear to be permanent. So like if I make one of these seasoned snake meats, then each time I go into a fight, I can assign one of the gladiators to seasoned snake meat, and it doesn't seem to disappear. So it's really useful. Same thing with the potions, although I don't think I've unlocked any potions yet. And the crappy thing about that black screen, the black screen issue, is that anytime that I am reloading my save, I've noticed that it actually interrupts my alchemy and my cooking and like everything research, so it kind of gets in the way for sure. But yeah, what's really cool though is that these have all kinds of different benefits to them. So like this one is human oil, mythological oil, because there's not just like other gladiator humans you can fight. You know, this being a gladiator game, and a fantasy one at that, you'll be able to take on like fantasy creatures like a big giant troll, and I don't know what else, but like, I mean, well, of course we saw the cobra snake. There's I don't know if there's like dragons or anything like that, but there's some crazy things that you can fight. I think there might even be a chimera. And yeah, you can get these different oils to help you with that. This amnesia potion, I think, is more for getting your skills, like to go into the skill menu in a second, which I'm going to do. And then for the smithy, yeah, self-explanatory. This is where you can craft weapons, armor, materials, and you can learn new recipes. You can also go to a market. There is a market that you can visit every day. When you do that, though, you have to be aware that it does pass a day in time. So if you are looking at the map and you see a mission that you really, really want to do because it has good rewards, you might want to do that first and then wait to go to the market until afterwards. But yeah, the market, it sells slaves, it sells weapons, armor, accessories. There's also a traveling merchant too, and all the goods, like they go on a cycle. So like the wandering merchant, each time he comes to you, he'll likely sell something different. He'll also likely sell slaves too, and they can be pretty decent. But normally the villages, capturing people from there, is where I found the absolute best people to take as slaves. And then you can also sell them to the wandering merchant too, so that part's pretty nice. But as far as the progression system goes, so when you first start the game, you'll start off with, I believe, about 4 gladiators. And let's just take a look at, for example, the mage that I had. So there's multiple different classes. Actually, before we start there, let's go to the training ground. So if I show you the class training, there are multiple different classes that your character can learn. This one is actually learn one of the DLC classes, Battle Monk. Unfortunately, Battle Monk and Wizard are the only ones that I can actually access right now, because the Ronins, I didn't realize, but apparently one of the NPCs that I was supposed to get to my side to progress the Ronin DLC questline was I didn't know who it was, and when they came to fight me, when they came to challenge me, because that's another dynamic event that'll pop up too, they were too hard to beat, so I just decided to skip the fight entirely. And I guess when you do that, it's not possible to get them back, so I might have to start all over again regardless. But also, there is a shapeshifter class, which is actually really cool, and they are under the leader named Ashbjorn. But I did his quest. Like he came to challenge me because some stuff happened in a village. It was like a whole mission and everything like that. It was pretty cool. But anyway, after I beat that quest, I got the runestone, but I still don't have the ability to train my people to become shapeshifters either. So there's a bug there too. I'm not sure what that's about. So it might be fixed by launch, hopefully. But all I'm really concerned with is getting rid of this black screen, because I really want to get this playthrough done with, so that I can potentially try on a harder difficulty. I want to see how well I'll fare on the harder stuff. But as far as the progression itself, so there's like an entire attribute system. These different attributes, they play a big part in how your character moves and fights. Agility, for example, increases movement speed. Dodge, attack speed. Perception is for critical chance and block chance, which is actually something I didn't learn until later on. I was like, what the heck? Perception can actually increase block chance too, so that's interesting, useful for tanks, I suppose. Intelligence and willpower, these are actually for mages, the mage classes that they added, which is really cool. You can actually summon creatures too, like summon elementals, so willpower is really good for that. And then you have weapon mastery, like you have two-handed weapons, one-handed weapons, sword and shield, or any kind of weapon and shield. Like you can have maces and shield, axes and shields, there's a lot. And then ranged weapons, so you got crossbows and bows, dual weapons, which is just having two main hand weapons on your character. You can have pole arms as well. And then alongside the weapon skills that you see over here, because there's a ton of them, you also have the class skills. Like you can see this bar is filled to the brim, and you can start out with different classes. Like the characters that you'll get at the beginning, you likely won't get a good combination. Like you might get an archer that has weapon mastery in pole arms, for example. But the trick is to keep looking throughout the villages, keep looking throughout the markets, and find people with good combinations and train them up first. So like the traits is another thing that comes in really handy. Like he's got quick learner, so he gains 1 extra skill point every 5 levels. He's got habitual thief, so he's got really good sneaking and theft. He's robust, extra health, extra HP restore, strong lung, more stamina. Conceited, which this is one that they can gain over time just by winning battles, from what I'm understanding. So like, because he normally goes into fights that he wins, I think that's why he ends up getting this trait. But the progression system is extremely complex. It's really cool. And you also have like professional skills, like the people that I have on those the main hall and the smithing, alchemy, they have profession skills in that, and there's also traits that support that too. And then when you learn new classes, entire trees open up. So like my mage, he's got access to fire magic, ice magic if I want him to learn that, lightning, air, it's amazing. He's going to be a healer, as a matter of fact, so I've got him on light magic. But the first, when he went through the wizard training, the first mastery that he learned was the darkness affinity, which is awesome. Really awesome, and make use of that too. He'll be kind of like a dark and light healer. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking out this game, especially right now with the demo version. I'm so sorry that I'm not able to show more combat gameplay. Maybe I'll play some on the screen while I'm talking about this. But the game has got a lot of heart with it. Like, I played the crap out of the original version. I had a lot of fun with that, but they really took this one far as how enjoyable it is and addicting it is. The only reason that I'm not still playing it right now, as I said, is because of that bug. So I'm just kind of waiting to see if that can get fixed before I can go further. But I'm almost ready to just start a new playthrough over and see if I can get back to those stages where like I skipped the Ronin fight and try Ashbourne again and see if I can get past it this time. So I might check that out and see how that goes. You can also, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to intentionally kill my characters on these saves, because what will happen is when your characters die, then you can actually add them to your I guess I don't know what it's called, but it's like something you can use to basically pull from when you're starting new playthroughs. You can pull from the same roster, and I don't know if they'll get like their same skills and stuff, but it'd be kind of cool if they did. But anyway, folks, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. There is a lot of really cool demos out there for Steam Next Fest at the moment. I haven't had a chance to try them all, but I do have plans to cover another game that I'm meaning to talk about for a long time in a couple of days here. So please be sure to stay tuned. Have a great one, folks.